Hey, this is Dave here with ProSpeed. We had posted up this Turbo Tundra that we wrapped up, and we had some people interested in a walk-around video kind of showing, what we have going on. So I thought I would do that today. It's a very special Tundra. There's not really one like it in the United States, to my knowledge. Definitely in the Middle East, for sure. But it is a 900 horsepower. It's a 2018. Makes 900 to the wheels on pump E85. So you can see here it runs on our own Motec package here that we developed for our supercharged packages. Now it's on this. It's pretty neat. So we are running the stock ECU along with the Motec. We do that. The stock ECU provides power to all the components, makes the dash work, keeps the security system happy, and then this controls the engine. It also allows us to have boost control. So this truck has boost by gear, boost by speed. It also has a real traction control, meaning it's pulling ignition timing down to maintain a certain amount of wheel slip to make sure it's the fastest accelerating it can be. It is speed density, so it's no longer using the mass airflow. It is here plugged in because of stock ECU to keep it happy, but it runs off a standard 5-bar map sensor along with a regular intake air temp sensor, and it has a wideband control, this dual channel. So it trims not only at idle, it trims cruising, it trims under full throttle. And of course, this logs everything. It's logging all the time. So pretty neat to be able to do that. This truck does have a 480 kit in it. We had originally done a transmission the customer purchased through a very well-known Tundra transmission builder. They advertised it at 1,000 horsepower. It didn't even make it till 700, and it died. So instead of making the customer send it back and forth trying to make sure it was right because they had rebuilt it twice and it didn't last, we just said we're going to build a 480 kit for them. So we designed all the components, the adapter plate, the flex plate adapter, the mounts, figuring out how to get it to work. He purchased a transmission. We had problems with that transmission too, and in the end we actually ended up getting him Jake's Performance 1500 horsepower component kit. So this is like the best of the best for a 480, and we installed it all ourselves. We did the valve body, everything like that. So this thing's got a transmission, you can't really break it unless you just kind of didn't take care of it or drain the fluid out or something. Controller for that, we are using a quick shift transmission controller. It's underneath the dash, and we were actually able to make this thing. Normally a 480 you would have to do a performance shifter, something like a M&M shifter or other B&M. We did a bunch of legwork for the customer to try and make this work with the stock shifter, which it does. So, the interior of this truck, it remains stock. If you look online and see the other Tundras with GM Auto transmissions, they have this all cut out and a shifter poking out, and it doesn't look stock. We did some legwork too, and we got it to work, so it still maintains the reverse cameras, reverse lights. This has the twin turbo kit that we made. This was our prototype kit. So we designed this intake manifold. It has the intercooler built into it. It's a hybrid, so it's sheet metal and billet. We CNC'd all the components in-house. We designed it, we CNC'd the components, we welded it, all that stuff. It has a water tank over here, so you can drain the water out with this lever. Bring it down about halfway, and you can fill it up with ice. So if you want to get the temperatures below ambient. This is our catch can right here, runs through here, and we have a secondary can that we built down the fender. So it goes into this one, and then it goes down into another one, and then it releases it into the air. We have to do it that way because it has a looser built engine because it's made for turbo. We built it a little differently than our supercharged engine. It has our heat exchanger that we built from scratch in here. This is made with a USA made PWR heat exchanger core, and you can see it fills up this whole thing. The whole turbo kit uses 1-inch line for all the water. And so it also has a Stewart EMP pump. This is very popular for the ZL1 guys and stuff like that. This is pretty much the Mac Daddy water pump. It has a computer controlled system in it. It can detect if it has a overrun, like it's cavitating, stuff like that, turn itself off. And it moves a lot of water flow with a lot of head pressure. And obviously whenever it doesn't have a lot of head pressure, when you have a system like this that was designed in all 1 inch, see all the way here, it's not much pressure on that. A turbo is mounted underneath the truck. We are running a Force Performance turbo. We did not do a turbo up here, and the reason is because you have a lot of people put them up here and they have exhaust running all through here. And so your main engine harness, your ECUs, coil packs, fuse box, all this stuff's right here. It would just melt all this. So we mount it underneath of it. It's mid-mounted. That way the layout is better, and you can see the piping comes up through here for the intercooler piping. The headers, the heat is away from everything. So that's really nice. We did a coil radiator in here as well, upgraded that. This does have our fuel system. So our off-the-shelf fuel system that we have, it uses the same fuel rails, our billet rails, same regulator. The difference between this one, so this one we knew was gonna make 900 horsepower, it's gonna be on E85. So the lines are bigger, and it uses what we call true bore lines. This is a Kevlar PTFE interliner fuel line. This actually flows more fuel per size than a standard AN hose. And then we have the fuel system on this, because factory tanks are subjected to high motion, fuel sloshing around. Instead of trying to jam 3 fuel pumps into the stock tank, we did a surge tank that has 3 Walbro 255 or Walbro 450 pumps, 274 part number high pressures. The stock tank fills up the surge tank and then returns back to the stock tank, so it's always filled up. You never have a problem, no matter how fast you're going, upside down, whatever, it's always gonna have fuel in there. And then we have 3 pumps in there that feed this whole fuel system. And then the 3 pumps that are inside the surge tank, pump 1 and the factory pump are on all the time, and then 2 and 3 are cycled on with the Motec. So when it says, hey, we're gonna go under boost, we're gonna need the extra fuel because of the demand, we're gonna turn on those pumps, that way we don't overheat the fuel. So this thing does have a Circle D performance torque converter that goes with the 480 in there. 4-inch side exit exhaust system. Everything is stainless steel as far as the hot side of the turbo kit, meaning the parts that the exhaust goes through. Everything is TIG welded. Everything was built in-house. All of the cold side, which is going to be all your air coming from the turbo all the way to the engine, is all aluminum. Also all TIG welded here. We powder coated, texture black, everything in here, keep it nice and clean looking. So it is very clean. He bought some Volt T37s on here. We also did a Power Trax diff in it. So it has that. It has Caltrax traction bars that we also put on. So this truck has an extremely large amount of goodies on it. And this truck makes a little over 900 horsepower on pump E85. So it has a GM flex fuel sensor that you would see your Corvette guys running, your Camaro guys running. It's mounted down there. It feeds the signal back to the Motec. When you can pump in 93 octane, or you can pump in E85 in any blend, and it will automatically adjust the fueling, the ignition timing, and the boost to make sure that it matches the octane that it has, which is really, really nice. So there's no need to go out and buy race gas. And if you got on E85 and you're driving to, let's say, another town, because you're going to a car meet or something like that, and you're running low on gas and you're out in Podunk nowhere and they don't have E85, perfect, just pump the 93 in there. And you can pump as much as you want. You go half and half, 25, 75, 100%, whatever. And it does everything for you. Of course, this does have our build engine, as I mentioned before. It's our standard one, pretty much. It has a little bit different rods in it, so a little bit beefier. And then, of course, the The ring gaps and all that stuff are a little bit looser because the power output was going to be that much more higher than our standard stuff that we're running. So yeah, this is pretty much it. Very, very clean truck. It's a beautiful truck. One of the nicest ones I've ever seen. I'm not just saying that because we built it, because it is just really good looking. So that's it. Thanks for checking out this truck, and hopefully we'll get some more videos up of it soon. Thanks, have a great day.